Welcome to another edition of My Favorite Bottle at Osteria El Centro. I'm JP Gilmore of Integrity Wines, and today our special guest is Erika Kauffman. Erika, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. This is fun.
El Centro just won the Wine Spectator's Best Award of Excellence list for the 17th consecutive year.
They deserve it.
Yeah, and so they asked 17 different guests to pick their favorite bottle from their reserve list, and you picked Sullivan Cabernet Sauvignon. Tell me about that.
Well, I did, and there's a reason for that. So a couple of years ago, my friends and I were taking a trip to Napa, and I called the person who seemed to know the most about Napa, you.
Thank you.
And you kind of gave me a whole itinerary of which ones I should go see and helped me map them out and gave me some advice on how to do that. And so the first stop of the day at 10:30 was Sullivan's. And we got there, and it was just the perfect day, 70 degrees. We were sitting outside, and the gentleman that was helping us with the wine tasting sat out at the table with us, educated us about the wine, and we just had such a wonderful experience. We were the only people there, and we had such a good time. So we bought a bunch of wine, and he, of course, told us we shouldn't take the wine with us because it'll be in the car all day, it'll be hot. So he said, we'll stop back here as your last stop and pick it up. So, of course, we were gone all day trying wine. So we get back and we pick up the wine.
So now you're back at Sullivan. So is that where this happened?
Yes, that was at the end of the day after a lot of wine drinking. I thought it would be really fun to gallivant out in the vineyard. And so I went out there and did my jump, and my friend took my picture. So
You didn't get in any trouble?
Didn't get in any trouble.
Didn't take any grapes?
Didn't take any grapes.
Okay. What was your first experience drinking really good wine?
So wine or really good wine?
You pick it.
Okay, well, if it's just wine, it stems back from my senior year in college. My friends and I had just recently read how a glass of wine each day was supposed to be good for your health, right? So we just decided that we were going to be very sophisticated. We went to the store and we bought ourselves a box of wine. And we put it in the fridge. It was white Zinfandel. And every night that week, we got our glasses out, and we had one glass of wine, and we sat back, and we were very proud of ourselves. Well, then the weekend came, and we ran out of beer, so the box that was supposed to last us for months ended up turning into, we were doing shots of wine. We were laying on the kitchen floor, opening the nozzle, and drinking wine. So fine wine, no, but that was probably my first experience drinking wine. So I've come a long way since then. So now, obviously, I prefer it not to be out of the box, and I prefer a nice glass of wine, and it's just been a fun thing to explore good wines.
Do you have any work deals that involve wine?
Wine brings people together. If you don't know someone well and, you're trying to have a business deal with them, if you sit down and you can bond over wine, it makes the rest of the conversation easy. So a recent situation I had was we had a client come in, an international investor, who wanted to buy a lot of properties here in town. And we actually brought the client here to El Centro. We didn't know anything about them. And he was over the top impressed with the wine list here. And we just felt really good because the first hour of the dinner, all we did was talk about wine and our experiences with wine and what his favorites were. And so we had that kind of initial connection with the client. And not that that's why the deal went well, but I think just having that relationship. And I think wine really fosters true relationships and getting to know people.
So Erika, you're a realtor. Do you ever bring your customers a bottle of wine?
I do. I actually, many times for closing gifts, I like to bring the client a nice bottle of wine. And I kind of decide what to bring them. I'm in their home. You kind of get to know someone, you kind of get to know what they like, and so I sort of figure out, do they like red, do they like white, what types of wines do they really like, and then I go and try to find a nice, fairly expensive bottle to take them to closing, and it's amazing how many times they'll say, oh, that's the type that I drank, and they'll pull out a memory of when they last had that bottle, so it's really fun, and they really appreciate having that ability to then celebrate their new home.
What do you say we try some wine?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
How about Sullivan Vineyards?
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. 2007 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Perfect. I love it.
All right, let's have it. So Sullivan Vineyards, which you've been to in Rutherford, right in the middle of Napa Valley. So family owned, started in the early 70s, but yeah, one of my favorite wineries as well.
Love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I think one of the most fun thing about wines, my fiance and I he likes red, so we drink a lot of red, is when we first started dating, I started keeping the corks, and I get a Sharpie out, and I'll write things on it, so I have a whole bowl, filled with different things, and it's
great.
fun. You think over the course of your life, you could really, fill up a big container full of all your memories. So.
Yeah, we've actually got the cork from the bottle that Liz and I drank here when we got engaged.
You did?
And it was Sullivan Vineyards.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
We had champagne after we got engaged, and I kept that too.
Fantastic.
So it wasn't Sullivan's, unfortunately.
Champagne's nice too. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I hear you're recently engaged. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And the wedding's going to be in Sarasota?
It is in February.
Will wine be part of the celebration?
Oh, for sure. We will definitely have some good wine at both the welcome dinner on Friday and at the wedding reception on Saturday. So.
And then any part of the honeymoon? Or?
Well, we actually decided to go on a honeymoon on our 1-year anniversary because we're going to be in Sarasota for a destination wedding. So we thought we'll just take some time for that and then go on a real honeymoon a year later. And one of the places that's kind of on our wish list is to go to Mendoza in Argentina because I want to drink a lot of Malbec.
Yeah, that'll be great. I can help with that. So we've got
Have you been there?
Yeah, we've got several wineries that are in Mendoza and can set up a couple of visits and tours. And,
that would be great.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
So you're in Ostriol Centro quite often. What's your favorite thing about the restaurant?
Well, I love this restaurant, and I think the thing that I love most about it is, you asked me here to talk about wine, and to be honest, I find choosing wine overwhelming because there's so much out there, there's so much to choose from. What I love about coming here is I can just, say to Brent or, whoever is at the bar to just, pour me something, I'm in the mood for something red, or I'm in the mood for something white. And they just always pick something that's perfect. And, sometimes they'll let you taste something and then, you can settle on your choice. But I've never been served a bad wine here. And I love that, just that they're so knowledgeable about, what it is people like and they remember what I like. It's not just, this is a really good wine, so I'm going to serve it. It's actually remembering me and my preferences, and I really enjoy that about this place.
So any special occasions at El Centro?
Almost every special occasion. This is my favorite birthday place, so we came here for my birthday this past June, and that was fun. And we sat, at one of the tables over by the window, and Bobby chose us a great champagne and then a nice bottle of wine, so that was fun. We also spent Halloween here, which was kind of humorous. I was just really in the mood for some food and wine, and this is where I thought would be a good place to go. So I called Brent, and I said, hey, are people going to be dressed up in costumes here? Because we were in costumes. And he answered, no, but you can come in a costume. So we came in, we had our costumes on.
So I have to ask you, the only ones in here dressed in costume.
We were.
What were you guys dressed up as?
So Jack was dressed as Bandit from Smokey and the Bandit. So he had the mustache and the hat and the whole thing. And I was just dressed up as an 80s chick. I had my hair crimped and my, neon leggings and, the whole deal. So
what does an 80s chick drink, wine-wise?
80s chicks, I believe, drink Malbec.
All right. So what's your favorite dish here at Ostriol Centro?
Well, I have several. So it's interesting. When I know I'm coming here, I'll wake up in the morning, and if I know I have plans to come here that night, all day long I sit and think about what I'm going to order. And, it changes. By lunchtime, it's something different. And then when I get here, it's always, the dilemma, what to get. I love the chicken walnut pasta, the spadini, and the lasagna, and the spaghettini with grilled chicken. Those are my favorites. And Caesar salads are amazing. The hummus is amazing. I just love the food here. It's one of those things where it's almost stressful to try to decide because everything's so good.
Then you change your mind at the very last minute?
Sometimes I walk in, I'm like, I don't even need to see the menu because it's taken all day, but I've made my decision.
Besides the wonderful food at Ostriol Centro, what are your other favorite things about the restaurant?
Well, obviously the wine, which we've talked a lot about, but even more so it's just the people and the atmosphere. When I walk in, I know everyone and they know me, and it's just such a nice feeling to be able to come somewhere. It almost feels like Cheers in a way, where everyone knows you and you know them. I always run into people I know here because this restaurant has so many regulars and people that just keep coming back. And So I just really enjoy that part, and the atmosphere just being small. It's never super loud in here, and it's a good place to have a conversation. It's very intimate, and I just really enjoy coming here for all those reasons.
So our favorite bartender and manager here from Ostriol Centro, Brent Whitrock, says you're the greatest realtor in the city.
Oh, well, that's nice. Well, Brent is a great friend, and he's been also a great client and has referred people, you in fact, to help sell one of your properties. And I've helped Brent sell and buy a home just recently as his family has expanded. Congratulations, Brent.
Congratulations, Brent. Yep.
Cheers to that. And yeah, it's just, this is a great place to be and, meet people. And I think just being in a close-knit community, this location and this area and the people that come in here that are regulars has been great for business too.
Any wine mishaps lately?
Well, funny you should ask. So this is pretty funny. So I was wedding dress shopping last week, and I was dreading the whole shopping process because I'm not a big shopper. And my friends all said, well, you have to do this. We'll bring champagne. So when I heard that, I thought, well, I can do this if there's champagne involved. This is perfect. So we went to the place, and it was my niece and my sister-in-law and two of my good friends, and then my maid of honor was Skyped in because she lives in Maryland. And so we walk in, and my friend Tammy, you know Tammy, she has her bag with the champagne because she was in charge of bringing the champagne. And there's this huge sign that says, no food or drink allowed inside. And we're like, this is terrible. What are we going to do? And so I was finished trying on the dresses, and she was, doing some measurements. And I said, my friend brought champagne. Would it be okay if now that the dresses are put away, if we have some champagne? And she said, oh, sure, no problem. So Tammy goes to open up the bottle.
It's been sitting in the bag for a little bit.
It was in the bag for a little bit, and she was kind of, it was a couple inches from the ground, and so she, takes the cork off, and it accidentally slips out of her hand, hits the floor, and just explodes all over the room. So it's on the carpet, it's on the curtain, and the woman, in her defense, did not even flinch. She's like, oh, this happens all the time. And but the biggest bummer about the whole thing, after we cleaned it all up, is there was only about this much champagne left in the bottle, so we didn't get very much.
And you didn't get any on any dresses?
No, we did not.
So you didn't have to buy 3 ready dresses? Okay,
so
good.
it was a good experience, but I'll be teasing Tammy about that for a lot of years to come.
Erika, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. This has been a lot of fun.
This has been another edition of Ostriol Centro's My Favorite Bottle. I'm JP Gilmore. Saying thanks to our special guest, Erika Kauffman, for being with us today. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.